Hi, and welcome to Parents of Dragons. I'm your host, Allison Judge.
And I'm Lex Judge.
And this is a show where two people who have never watched Game of Thrones before watch the current episode and tell you all about it. This podcast does contain some spoilers, so please watch the episode first before listening to our very educated opinion. Lex is going to recap the show, and then we'll talk about it and go from there.
Well, I'll do my best to recap it. Yeah, like we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, we have not seen the show, at least all of it. I watched the first few seasons in college, but it's been a long time. I've had two kids since then. We've had two kids since then.
Yeah. You just had them.
Yeah, no.
All of that.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I kind of remember the name of most of the characters. I kind of remember a little bit of the backstory. So in this episode, well, not actually. I feel like not a lot happened. And I kind of remember that happening in the first few seasons is there would be episode after episode after episode where it didn't feel like a whole lot happened. And then all of a sudden, like, it just ramped up and, like, all the shit went down all at once. But in this episode, we started at, what did happen? So, this is going to be a great podcast. Let's see here.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, right. We saw a lot of Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen. They were with Tyrion Lannister, played by Peter Dinklage, who's a big fan favorite. Everybody loves him. But not a whole lot from him on this episode. There was a few scenes, but nothing really that impressive from him. But there was I feel like there was a lot of reunions. I don't know. Yeah. I can't. Like I said, I haven't seen a whole lot. Like, it seemed like the first episode was setting up a lot of these relationships or like rekindled relationships between a lot of these characters.
A lot of meaningful eye glances.
Yeah, really. Yeah, for sure. There was not a whole lot of action. There was no battle sequences or any of that.
We have written down Greyjoy equals gross.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so one of the Greyjoys, I don't know his name, I can't remember. He had another Greyjoy, I guess, tied up on a boat, and he was talking to her, and that was really uncomfortable.
Creepy.
And then he went to see Cersei, and he was creepy there too, but she let him hit that anyway.
Yeah, like,
which was
what?
Kind of gross.
Not kind of.
It was very gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember him from the little I did watch. But that seemed very uncharacteristic of Cersei. I mean, she did let her brother hit that, so
yeah, she just was not.
I guess she
needs met.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. I mean, she's
wherever she can get.
I don't know. She's the queen, for goodness sake. I don't know why I don't know. Anyway, so he's gross, and so they've really established that in the show. So I wouldn't be surprised, if he meets his end in these next few episodes, or in this show, gross people get away with stuff, so maybe he doesn't get punished for being disgusting. But yeah.
Who was the guy that showed up to let her go in the ship or whatever?
Oh, I thought he was a Greyjoy too, but
yeah, that's what you said.
I thought he was, but the other Greyjoy, the gross Greyjoy, made the comment that they were the last two Greyjoys. Maybe he thought that the other one was dead.
Yeah. Well, there was some kind of relationship there because she headbutted him.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wait, didn't he say? She said. He called her something. I don't remember, man.
My queen or something.
Yeah,
I don't remember either. But what else? What else do we remember happening in this episode?
We did keep a boob count and a kill count, but we're gonna save that for the end.
Closing. The dragon ride scene was pretty cool. That was fun.
The biggest thing to happen.
Well, let's talk about that.
Oh, okay.
A little bit later. Let's talk about what we do remember first.
Excited.
Yeah. The big spoiler twist we're gonna save towards the end. But I think a lot of people called it. I think it's actually a twist that was set up.
Kind of expected.
Yeah, in earlier seasons. But anyway, the dragon ride scene was pretty cool.
Really cool.
That was the first time in a while where, like, like Jon Snow got to ride the dragon for the first time, and there was a part where the dragon dropped, and like we watched it on like this little screen, and like even not in like 4K or whatever, I still like my stomach dropped when the dragon went down, and so there was some really cool effects there. But yeah, no, I thought that was really neat. I don't know, it seemed like a little bit like fan service, like you know, it didn't really set up much in terms of plot, except for that, like, except for like now Jon Snow can ride a dragon. Like, I guess that is a pretty big point.
That's true.
That'll probably come up later on in the show, but yeah, that was a really cool scene. What's kind of like driving the plot right now is the fact that Jon Snow gave up his throne.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Yeah. We talked about that a lot.
Yeah, in order to basically get Daenerys and the Lannisters to come up.
Right.
And it's not even sure whether the Lannisters will follow through on their promise. I know the brothers are there, Jaime and Tyrion, but it sounds like...
How do you know those names?
It's all like I kind of remember it from the first couple seasons, and it's all just internet. It's all just like memes from
That's fair.
It's so much of like just like.
See, all I know, like people have been posting that little snapshot in Parks and Rec where Leslie gets Ben the chair from the Game of Thrones, the model or whatever. Yeah. So like that's.
You know about the Iron
Throne. About the chair or what.
That's a big plot.
Throne.
Oh, they like to like set up for the show. I don't know if you heard about this, but they secretly put a bunch of like full scale models of that throne all across the world.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and like people would like stumble on them in like
where would they put them?
To random places. Really? Yeah, and people would like find them, and everybody would, you know, find out that they put them there and come and take pictures and stuff. Yeah, but oh my gosh, we're already at 12 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, but a lot of it was set
at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they did a really good job marketing. I think they got a lot of people hyped for this last season, and the episode length we felt it was really short.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was.
I was expecting way more content. Like all of a sudden the credits rolled. I thought
that was it.
I didn't initially like for the last scene. Oh, I guess we should, before we get into the last scene, we should talk about
the big moment.
The big twist, which I think was set up in some previous episodes, but do you want to talk about it? You want to try? You want to try it? Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah.
So basically, Jon Snow is, I don't know how to pronounce it, Targaryen.
Yes.
No? Right?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so he is Daenerys's brother, half-brother?
I think a half-brother. Yeah.
Some type of relation. Now, have they done it before?
It seems like it.
There's something.
They definitely kissed. We saw them kiss in this episode, but they kind of cut away before, you know, it seemed a little cold out for them to be getting down to Bone Town.
That's totally fair.
When they, like, started kissing in this episode, but maybe they did
the dragon flight, right?
Yeah, right after they kind of flew away, and she was like, no one would ever find us out here. And then they kissed, and it's like, but
and then surprise.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the last season they did. Hey, listener, if you know, don't tell us.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. We don't care. All that matters is the next episode, and
Oh. No, go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, and so they did a really good job setting up for the next episode. I think a lot of crazy stuff's going to happen in the episode.
We have one more note.
Oh, the very important thing.
Yeah, the very, very.
The other thing that really stuck out,
This was magical.
Yeah.
Magical moment for us.
It was probably the coolest thing. Like, the dragon flight stuff was really cool. The characters meeting again after a long time, all that was really cool.
Meaningful eye glances, important.
But there was, like, this group of people walking into this old building, and it was all dark, and... like, you couldn't tell what was going on, and I can't remember any of these characters, and all of a sudden...
The one guy with the nice beard.
Oh, the guy had a great beard. One of the, like, gave me massive beard envy.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, one of the dude's swords just lit up, like, burst.
It was a total lightsaber
it just
moment.
Burst into flames. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Where the hell did that come from?
And now,
how?
Now, like, I want that guy to win. I don't know how he wins.
I don't know
Whatever
he
is trying to do,
I hope he does it.
Yeah, I want him to do it. Yeah. I want him to succeed. Like, find all the success in the world. Yeah, that was kind of the coolest thing. Is like, and what was really cool about it was that like it was hard to see stuff going on. Like, why didn't he just have it?
Why didn't he just right? Well, I mean, I guess they were trying to hide from whoever they were scaring or fighting or something. But they didn't even end up fighting because they were
kind of on the same side. I think. I don't know, but if I had a sword of flame, I would keep that sucker lit like all the time. Just like, But so that's. Can you think of anything else that we should talk about in the episode?
No.
Anything that happened?
No.
Oh, so the last scene is Jaime Lannister coming face to face with the kid that he threw off the balcony in the first season. And it's funny when Alice and I watched that scene, we looked at each other and I forgot because in the first season he's like really little. And so I knew he was in a wheelchair and I started connecting the dots.
Also, sorry to interrupt, but he's in a wheelchair, but he is literally everywhere that he is supposed to be at the right time to see the right people.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the terrain is built for
it doesn't. But he's just
who's getting this kid
there.
around?
He's there when he needs to be there.
You don't see any his servants who are carrying him around because I cannot.
You never see him.
That is not a modern wheelchair that can rough terrain or anything. It's just like a wooden chair. With
Are there even? There are wheels.
There are wheels slapped onto the sides, and it's like, how does he get there?
He is wherever he needs to be. Good on him.
Yeah, but so they meet face to face, probably for the first time since Jaime tried to kill him, and he had
no reaction on his face. The kid in the wheelchair.
He didn't have any reaction to the entire episode.
To anything.
No, I think he's probably still kind of peeved about getting thrown off of
I think I probably would be too.
Yeah. That was. I'm trying to think if there was anything else in this episode. Cool dragons. Yeah. Cersei hired that assassin guy.
Oh yeah.
To kill her brothers if they don't die in the war in the north. That's pretty big.
That'll be interesting.
So she's still a bitch.
Yeah, a little bit.
And now she's a gross bitch because she slept with that dude. Yeah. Let's see what else. What else happened? No, I think that's it. I think that we hit all the big important plot points.
Not knowing anything coming in, the opening, the musical, what is that called when a show starts?
The intro credits or whatever. Yeah.
It's very Lord of the Ringsy.
Oh yeah, that's what they're going for sure. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that George R.R. Martin just it's just a ripoff.
It's just I can see that.
Tolkien, but I think they had a bunch of sex. You don't get that in the Tolkien stuff. So, I think also not just this. There's not just more adult themes, but also there's a lot more gray area on good versus evil. Tolkien is just these group of people are good and these group of people are evil. In this show, every character has flaws and even the bad guys sometimes you root for them.
You're surprised,
Yeah. So. But okay, so we kind of went over what happened. What did you think of the show? What would you give the first episode?
Thumbs up. I don't know.
2 thumbs up.
It sounds all right.
Yeah,
I'll keep watching. I mean, it wasn't, from what I've heard of Game of Thrones, there's a lot of action. So this episode didn't have much of that. So I'm interested to see how it ramps up and plays out.
Yeah, I think that's why this show is appealing to a lot wider of audience than just fantasy nerds, is because there's so much. It's more than It does so much just character interaction and drama.
Yeah,
and
there's so much story there than just fighting and
But did you like it though? Seriously,
I did. Yeah, I liked it.
You liked it.
I can see why people like it, and I would be interested to maybe go back and start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Not now.
Well, it's funny because in the first few episodes, there's It's like seriously sex every other scene.
Yeah.
I was surprised in this show there was only one sex scene and it wasn't very long. And so that'll lead us into the boob count.
Yes, our boob count.
Yes, go ahead. So,
our boob count was a total of 6 boobs, 3 pairs.
Yeah, 3 pairs of boobs. 6
boobs. We are counting
boobs.
Individual boobs here.
Yes, and the kill count so far, I might be off, but I think I caught 5.
Approximately 5.
5 people were killed. So I'm sure that number will go up dramatically as the show goes on. But
both of those numbers.
Yes, both of those numbers for sure. We have to add a dick count when that happens because they do.
That's fun.
Show some of those too. But
all right.
Yeah, for the ladies.
Hell yeah!
I think that about wraps up our show. Do you have any closing thoughts? Are you excited for the next episode?
I'm excited.
Can't wait to the next Sunday. All right. Well.
I promise to not learn more.
Yeah,
about
don't go back and watch the plot. No, we're not doing that.
No.
We're just don't email us. Don't tweet at us.
I don't care. I don't.
You don't have a Twitter. Don't.
I have one. I just haven't been on it.
Yeah, we don't care about what happened. We don't care if we got the characters wrong. Don't at us. But yeah, come back and listen. So we'll be posting this on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube, and get the next episode. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.